Good morning and welcome to the historic John Hill Chapel for this Founders Day convocation. The chapel service that was originally scheduled to take place this morning has been postponed until this Thursday at 11 a.m. At that time, the Reverend Mike Benton from Consolidated Baptist Church will be preaching. It's a Nexus event. So I do invite you to join us this Thursday in here at 11 a.m. For that chapel service. At this time, we invite you to please silence your cell phones, to remove any ball caps you may be wearing as a way of honoring the occasion, and to please stand as you are able for our processional. Thank you.
Good morning. Please join me in bowing your heads for prayer. Dear God, today we pause in gratitude. We thank you for the vision, faith, and courage of those who founded this institution and for the community that continues to sustain it. We honor the past that brought us here and the lessons it has taught us along the way. This year, we gather with a renewed sense of hope. We are emerging from a season of challenge, and we are grateful for the growth, resilience, and humility it required of us. Thank you for carrying us through uncertainty and for reminding us that progress is often shaped through perseverance. As we look forward to the future, grant us wisdom to lead with integrity, to learn with curiosity, and to serve with compassion. Give us the courage to move forward boldly and also the humility to ask for help when we need it. Grant us peace in moments of pressure and courage in moments of decision. When the future feels overwhelming, remind us to slow down, to breathe, and to trust that our worth is not defined solely by outcomes of achievements. Teach us to give grace to ourselves and to one another as we continue becoming who we are meant to be. Help us to seek what is good and to notice the beauty and purpose woven into our daily lives. May we be a community that supports one another, celebrates one another, and extends grace freely. Bless this institution, its students, faculty, staff, and leaders. May this next chapter be marked by stability, growth, and hope. Amen.
You may be seated. Well, welcome to this wonderful occasion, which is our Founders Day. This is the 197th year of Georgetown College's existence, and we like to celebrate that history at this Founders Day every January. Now, of course, usually we like to open the spring semester with it. We instead decided to open the semester with ice and misery. But that means that I hope you will all the more appreciate what a beautiful day it is today and how we can look both back at remembering what our college has been like and what our college can be, and looking forward at what we have to look forward to for the rest of the semester and for the rest of your college career. So I'm so glad to see you here. I hope you'll enjoy the program, and I'm going to call Reverend Dr. Brian Langlands to come forward.
Thank you, President Allen. The purpose of the Student Government Association, SGA, at Georgetown College is to serve as the voice of students. SGA brings forward new initiatives, events, and information to the student body. Importantly, SGA also serves as a liaison between students and administration to hear student concerns and to help implement new ideas in order to impact positive change across campus. SGA also provides support, funding, and guidance to all registered student clubs and organizations on campus. It's my honor today to introduce to you the students whom you students have elected to serve as your SGA Executive Council for 2026. So I invite the newly elected SGA Council to come forward at this time. And I will introduce them to you. First, President, Ms. Savannah Fields. Savannah is a sophomore from Georgetown, Kentucky. She is majoring in biomedical sciences, and I also asked each of them to share with a fun fact with us, and hers is that she is in Sigma Kappa and is also on the cheer team. Vice President Braden Calla, a sophomore from Frankfort, Kentucky, who is an accounting major. He is in PHA, and he wanted us to know that he is not on the cheer team. Your Vice President of Academic Affairs is Miss Alyssa Cox, a freshman from Estill County, Kentucky. Alyssa is majoring in history. She is a part of the Phi Mu fraternity and is on the cheer team. The Vice President of Campus and Community Affairs, Mr. Lawson Zering, is a sophomore from Shelbyville, Kentucky. He is pursuing an English major and a minor in history. And a fun fact about him is that he really enjoys fly fishing. Your parliamentarian is Mr. George Younger, who's a sophomore from Frankfort, Kentucky. He is a history and secondary education major, also part of PHA. He enjoys strategy games like Hearts of Iron, and he also shared that he is not on the cheer team. Welcome. Thank you. At this time, I invite you to raise your right hand as I ask you the swearing-in questions to induct you officially into the SGA Executive Council. As members of the Georgetown College Student Government Association Executive Council, do you solemnly pledge to fulfill diligently the responsibilities of your roles within SGA? The mission of Georgetown College is to provide a welcoming and challenging educational community rooted in Christian love and service that prepares students to make a positive difference in the world. In undertaking your duties, will you faithfully honor and uphold the mission of Georgetown College? Will you strive wholeheartedly to promote the well-being of all students and facilitate their active participation in the life of the college? Will you serve as a dedicated liaison between the student body and the college's administration? Will you abide by and uphold the Georgetown College Student Code of Conduct? Will you honor what is good and virtuous? Will you lead by example with character, with integrity, and a commitment to positive influence, including refraining from posting derogatory or dehumanizing videos or images on social media? Well, hallelujah, and congratulations. Yes, I think it's... I invite each of you to receive this blessing for the hard work that lies ahead. May the Lord bless each of you with the grace to lead selflessly, with the humility to learn and grow from your mistakes, and with the courage to speak truth to power. Amen. Georgetown College, will you please join me one last time in welcoming into office your new SGA Executive Council. Thank you. The rest of the council may take your seat. And at this time, it is my joy and honor to welcome to the podium your student body president, Ms. Savannah Fields.
Good morning, everyone. As it was mentioned, my name is Savannah Fields, and I'm from Georgetown. I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity to serve in this position within SGA. I truly appreciate the trust that has been placed in me, and I'm excited to grow in this role and give back to the campus. I first got involved in student government last year, where I had the opportunity to serve in the Athletic Academic Policy Committee. That experience really opened my eyes to show how much work goes on behind the scenes. Through that involvement, I realized how important it is to have someone who cares for students' experiences both inside and outside the classroom. Because of that, I wanted to become more involved and continue serving our student body in a bigger and more meaningful way. To me, SGA is about listening, supporting your peers, and advocating for positive change. Leadership isn't about being the loudest voice or the smartest person in the room, but it's about showing up, listening with intention, and leading your community with care and respect. I want to do exactly that by being present, approachable, and willing to put in the work to make a campus a better place. I also want to encourage anyone who is interested in getting more involved on campus to consider joining our Senate. Not only are you helping improve the school, but you're also directly supporting your peers and making a real difference. Getting involved has been one of the most rewarding parts of my college experience, and I highly recommend it to anyone looking to make a difference. I hope everyone has a great semester, and SGA is always here for you guys. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you. Did much better than the audience. We'll try again. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. My name is Kelly Arnold, and I serve as the Alumni Director here at Georgetown College. I'm also a proud Tiger and a 2001 graduate. Today, I would like to welcome you home to this event on behalf of Georgetown. I would like to welcome you to the place that helped shape who I am, surrounded by people who continue to shape what Georgetown College will continue to be. Founders Day is at its core about remembering. It's about remembering the people who believed this institution should exist in the first place. But it's also about recognizing the people who continue to carry that vision forward year after year, class after class, generation after generation. One of the things I love most about Georgetown is that the fabric of my job is all about reminiscing or remembering with fellow alums. Take the snow, for example. I've had the opportunity over the past 2 weeks to talk with alums about sledding on stolen calf trays, watching my classmates try to dog sled in the quad. That really happened. Good job, KAs. And braving the cold just to get a turkey sandwich from the deli that used to be in the basement of Knight Hall. While this most recent snow was really frustrating for many of us on campus over the past 2 weeks, it will certainly become tomorrow's core memories. Years from now, many of you will see photos of the campus covered in snow, and you will immediately remember the time spent sledding, watching movies snuggled with your besties, throwing snowballs out windows, or having your car dug out by Drs. Sandswise and Johnson. Alumni also remember and celebrate our founders when it comes time to allocating their time, their talents, and their treasure. Our founders would be proud of the way our alumni community consistently shows up for our beloved alma mater. If you are an alum of Georgetown College, I would ask that you please stand now so that we can properly welcome you home with a round of applause. On behalf of Georgetown College, thank you. Thank you for your time, your talents, your generosity, and your continued belief in our very special place. And to our students, on behalf of alumni, I want you to know this. Georgetown is not just where you are now. It is a place you can always return to. We hope that you will come back and speak in classes, attend events, cheer on the Tigers, serve on our alumni board, or simply walk across campus and remember. We want to hear your stories, we want to celebrate your successes, and we want you to know that no matter where life takes you, Georgetown will always be home. We're glad you're here today. We're grateful for those who came before us, and we look forward to all those who will come home again. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Jonathan Sandswise, and I'm the provost at Georgetown College. One of the wonderful things we get to do at these days is recognize some of our amazing faculty. And we do this often by remembering the founders, those who came before, who were themselves amazing, and who these awards are named for. Today we give the Curry Award. The Curry Award for Faculty Excellence is named in honor of Dr. Ralph Curry and Dr. Gwen Curry, and reflects what they most valued and epitomized during their service at Georgetown College. Both were leaders of the faculty, chairs of the English department, who worked to ensure meaningful shared governance, balanced with a commitment to research and exceptional caring teaching. Georgetown College is known for the mentorship that our faculty give to students, and this is because of faculty like the Currys, who set that example and expectation years ago. You can read more about each of them in your program. It is appropriate, given their lives and interests, that the award named for these exceptional Georgetonians is given each year to a faculty member that demonstrates these same qualities: service to faculty, excellence in scholarship, and dedication to students. An exceptional teacher who is committed to institutional and student service, this year's winner is kind and empathetic with students and with colleagues, willing and able when it is time to help with administration, and as one recent alum noted, as patient as a saint. As one colleague wrote, this person is, quote, arguably the Georgetown professor who makes the largest individual contribution to fostering the goals of our general education program, especially the foundational skills related to writing and composition. This professor regularly teaches overloads and has added many new courses to the curriculum over the years. Mostly, though, she works with students and helps them thrive. All of you have likely seen her in the LRC, meeting with students in endless paper conferences or helping with the Writing Center, which she directs. And it isn't just the Writing Center. This individual is always willing to jump in for any task. If it will help the college or her students or colleagues, she's there. Willingly, with a smile, with dedication, energy, graciousness, and skill. One of our best and most experienced online teachers at the undergraduate level, she helped the college transition online during COVID and now helps lead the adult online education program. As the leader of our composition program, she agreed to serve on the General Education Task Force and has led faculty and student conversations on artificial intelligence and writing. She does as much as anyone on campus in the hours she teaches and the administrative burden she carries, and let's be honest, that's saying something for this faculty. And, as one alum noted, she does it all with a smile and a laugh that cannot help but be infectious. I will end with one final quote. As one alum who is now herself a teacher of English wrote, this professor deserves the Curry Award for her commitment to accessibility of education, passion for the campus community, and dedication to her students as individuals. I couldn't agree more, and so I am thrilled to announce that this year's Curry Award goes to Dr. Carrie Cook.
That makes me very, very happy. Okay. Well, I have the privilege of introducing our speaker for today. When we were planning this Founders Day program, one of the things that we noticed is that it was aligning right up against the celebration of the 100th anniversary of the construction of Alumni Gym. which also is the celebration of the renovation that has just been completed on that gym. If you haven't been there yet, you really should, because it does not look like the same place it looked like a year ago. And because we were celebrating Alumni Gym, one of the things that it made me reflect upon was how important the whole athletic environment has been over the years to the spirit of what Georgetown College is. When we wrote the new mission statement and we're focusing on what it is that this community is, we elected to describe us as an educational community rather than an academic community, for instance, because we recognize that so much of the education that happens at Georgetown College does not necessarily happen just in the academic setting, but happens on the field, on the court, in the dorm rooms, any place that students gather together in this residential experience. So I started to try to think, who are people that I know embody the strength of that athletic element of student life, and how that is a marker for the way a Georgetown College education can make a difference in your life. And I happen to remember that just a few months ago, I was at a conference where we were talking about workforce development, and people were saying, what sorts of things do colleges bring to the workforce, and how do you know who to hire? And I remember saying, and she was actually in the room at the time, that what people need to do is hire small college athletes, because small college athletes have learned teamwork, communication, time management, all of those things that bind them together as the appropriate members of professional teams as well as of athletic teams. So I really do believe in that value of the athletic experience to individuals' growth. Not that that's the only way to get that experience. So many of you do it in so many other ways as well. But I want you to hear the story that Andi Johnson will tell you. Andi Johnson was a member of the basketball team that has just been inducted into our Athletic Hall of Fame, that competed in 2002, 2003. And she'll tell you the story, and it's an extraordinary story of perseverance and hard work. She is currently Chief Policy Officer and Director of Regional Engagement for Commerce Lexington, and she has led that organization's public policy advocacy efforts since 2013. She is highly accomplished, very impressive, and I want you to welcome Ms. Andi Johnson.
Thank you all. It is an honor to be here today as part of the Founders Day program. During my time on campus, I was a political science major, so I spent a lot of time in the basement of the chapel. I was part of the Kappa Delta sorority, and I was a member of the women's basketball team. So I spent a lot of time in Alumni Gym, which, as President Allen mentioned, is celebrating its 100-year anniversary this year. And I didn't realize this, but it is the oldest gym in Kentucky where college athletics is still played. So I think that's very impressive. So in honor of this milestone, President Allen asked me to share some reflections on the 2002-2003 women's basketball team and what turned out to be one of the most unique seasons in college basketball history. Last August, the team was honored with an induction into the Georgetown College Athletics Hall of Fame in recognition of that very special season. So it was great to see teammates again, some that I hadn't seen in over 20 years, and we enjoyed reminiscing on that year and what that meant to us. And most of us had trouble recalling awards or stats or specific games, but what we did remember were the emotions of that season. And the best way I know how to describe it, it's like a collection of these mental Polaroids, moments that are marked by laughter and exhaustion, pride, and fondness for our coaches, our teammates, our families, our friends, and this Georgetown College community who supported us through the ups and downs of that basketball season. The story of that team is a story of resilience in the face of adversity, and ultimately success that no one thought achievable given the circumstances. It's also a story about what it means to be a good team. And in today's leadership and work and personal environments, there are fewer soft skills more valuable than resilience and knowing how to be a good teammate. Okay, so let me take you back to the early 2000s. This is pre-social media. I mean, we do have some instant messenger, but there's no Facebook, no Instagram, there's no streaming. Friends is still on primetime TV. The only thing that's still the same is the fashion. So what's in style today was in style then. And really none of this has anything to do with this story. I just thought it would be fun to go back in time and set the stage for you. So 2002, we begin the season with a full roster of 12 players, and this included 3 returning seniors. But as we moved into that season, into December, we were struck by the curse of injury. In a matter of weeks, we had multiple season-ending injuries, 2 ACL tears, a broken jaw in basketball. And I mean, you might see one of those in a season, but to have 3 of those in rapid succession, literally in a matter of weeks, was just something that you couldn't have imagined when you began the season. We also had a few players who decided to leave the team. So by the time that January came around and our conference play began, we had 5 healthy players and 1 manager who was dressing in uniform just in case we needed a substitute. So the 5 players were all guards. So we were not the tallest team. And so to our coaches, the situation looked pretty bad. I mean, they were privately discussing whether or not we could even finish the season. I don't know why, but the thought of not finishing that season never crossed my mind, because the 5 people that we had left were really good athletes with the right attitude, and we were determined not only to finish, but to keep winning that year. Okay, so here were the 5 players. We had 2 seniors, Jamie Seaton. We were both co-captains, Jamie Seaton and myself. We were the 2 seniors that were left. Jamie was a point guard from West Kentucky, hard-nosed, consistent, just calm under pressure, and impactful in just the right moments. So I would call Jamie the tip of the spear. And I was from Scottsville in South Central Kentucky. I was a 3 guard, and so what that means is I like to shoot a 15-foot jump shot, rebounding, defense, just doing those little things that help make us click and move the team forward. So it was kind of like a human border collie. So you could call me the herder. And then there was Rachel Vincent. She was a junior from Tennessee, physically strong, versatile. She could do it all. Defend, steal the ball, shoot the 3. She really was like a Swiss Army knife. Rachel also held our opponents, the referees, and sometimes her own teammates accountable. So I would call her the enforcer. Our sophomore sensation was Neely Thomas from Lexington. Neely generated kindness and offensive points. A true sharpshooter, she was the best at offense. I've never met anyone who could find the basket as easy as Neely. So she was the moneymaker. And finally, Katie Columbus, also a freshman from Lexington. She was relentlessly positive, funny, willing to do whatever was asked of her, the best teammate. So I would call Katie the spark. So our personalities were different, but each of us brought something essential, and it was the blending of those unique strengths along with the shared grit that made us a good team. So the conference season begins, and our first conference game really foreshadowed what was to come the rest of the season. We were playing Lindsey Wilson away without our 6-man / manager, who was out sick, yet another curveball. Head coach Susan Johnson strategically planned timeouts to give us breathers. And let's just say that a couple of breaks were generously given by lenient referees who found some reasons to call timeouts that game. And that night, we went 19 of 19 from the free throw line and won by just 2 points. And that is the way the rest of the season went. So not only did we finish that season, but this team of 5 players won the conference regular season, and then we also won the conference tournament, earning a trip to nationals. As a team, we set records for free throw percentage and fewest turnovers, records that still stand today. Neely set a single season record for 3-pointers made. I set one for rebounds. And again, both of those still hold 20 years later. Coach Johnson was named Conference Coach of the Year, and the team earned all academic honors. So what made us a good team? How are we able to be resilient and successful when it really would have been easy to go through the motions? 20 years later in reflection, a few themes stand out to me. First, we accepted changing circumstances and adjusted our roles. 2 of us were playing out of position at all times, and let me tell you, that was not always fun. We also worked hard and stayed committed to the goal. We did the little things right, and those little things became big things in close games. We also trusted each other and remained connected. Despite the adversity, we just kept moving forward and taking it each game, each week at a time, and we did that together. That trust was grounded in a mutual respect. We knew that we could count on one another. Coach Johnson recently told me that her strongest memory of that season was walking into the gym and seeing us all sitting together in the center court circle. And I love that image because sitting together in that center court is the perfect symbol of the unity of that team. And that's not to say that there weren't down days or hard moments, because there were. I remember one game we were playing against a much bigger, very physical team, and I was having to guard a post player who was just pushing me around like a rag doll in the post. And I really felt like I was just banging against a concrete wall that was just pouring sweat. And honestly, I'd had enough. I mean, at one point during the game, it was about 3/4 of the way through, we were in a timeout, and I leaned over to Rachel and I said, I'm done. I cannot do this anymore. And without hesitation, she said, just switch with me. I'll take her. Don't give up. And that's what we did. And it was that kind of give and take that defined our team. Another key to resilience that season was just managing the mental game. If Coach Johnson said it to me once, she said it 100 times that season. Get your mind right. And there are no truer words then or now, at least for me. No one is perfect. No situation goes exactly as planned. It's easy to mentally spiral after a mistake or when you're forced into an unfamiliar situation or role. But redirecting those negative thoughts quickly matters. And for our team, the antidote to negativity was humor. We laughed a lot. Funny quotes, inside jokes, special t-shirts from Aaron Young, one of the seniors that was injured that season. Laughter was a part of the mental reframing and our resilience. Finally, we were resilient because we didn't walk the road alone. We were supported by coaches, family members, friends, the campus practice guys who helped us out, and so many special people connected to Georgetown College. Mr. Bill in the grill, Mr. Horrine who drove the bus, Lester in campus security, professors and community members who showed up and encouraged us. It all mattered. That season was hard and exhausting, but it was deeply rewarding because 5 people and a dedicated coaching staff, along with this Georgetown community, overcame something difficult together. And you don't have to be an athlete to recognize the value of teamwork. Much of a successful life is built on teams, friendships, families, workplaces, communities. Unless you're a hermit in the woods, a fulfilling life usually involves working together with others to overcome challenges and achieve success. I now work in a career field that's much like sports, politics, government, advocacy. Success depends on bringing people together for a common goal. And I do carry the lessons of that season with me. I know what resilience looks like. I know what it means to be part of a good team. Good teams are built on mutual respect, trust, hard work, and staying connected through adversity. And when those attributes align, good teams can do great things. In closing, I'd also just like to say that the story of that team and that season also reflects what makes Georgetown College a special place. The people it attracts, the values it instills. This close-knit environment supports growth. Georgetown College is that center court circle of connection that includes students, professors, staff, and alumni, and community members. It's a place grounded in shared resilience and a belief that we are better together. I am deeply grateful for my time on this campus. Thank you for the opportunity to share the story of that team and that very unique season. I am and will always be a proud Georgetown Tiger. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Andy. As you can see why I think Andy is in many ways just the embodiment of our institutional mission. You know, someone who is so committed into accepting challenge, to embracing community, to loving and serving her fellow teammates, and who has turned all of that into a way to make a positive difference in the world. Thank you very much, Andy, for joining us. And we are now ready to wind up this ceremony in time for you to have lunch, which is always a good thing. And I know that we're standing between you and that. But we're going to, in a moment, I will ask you to stand for our alma mater. There will then be a benediction and a closing, and remain standing all the way through that, through the recessional. Do not move from your spot until the faculty have finished recessing. And now I'm going to welcome Dr. Christopher Powell to the podium.
You stand, please. The words to the alma mater are in your program. Alma mater, our dear Georgetown, belle of the blue, 'tis thee we crown. Thou hast taught us truth and right, and to trust in God's own might. Our alma mater, thy dear honored name, is soul inspiring. Long live thy fame. To us thou wilt be a beacon to guide, to duty, to faith, and truest loyalty.
Buenos días. Okay, let's try it again. Buenos días. Okay, so pray with me. As we gather at the start of this new semester, we thank you for the gift of learning and the community around us. We ask for your strength and wisdom to overcome the challenges that lie ahead. For our faculty and staff, grant patience and clarity so that we may give students with compassion and purpose. For our students, give courage to persevere in their studies and humility to seek help when needed. Remind us that growth often comes through difficulty, and that your presence is with us in every step. May we lean on one another and not just on technology, because while AI can answer many questions, it still can share a warm smile. Bless this semester with joy and grace, and as Bad Bunny would say, vayan con Dios.